Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, allow me to gently shake my snake ribs.
I do love that you actually sent me a little voice recording of you doing that.
You asked for it.
Yes, but I would like to request a new one as an actual voice memo in your voice memo app.
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
So I can download it.
I'll do that during
and
our
she
first
can save
break.
it.
Play it at night. Yeah, thank you so much.
And just one more time, the snake bones were sent in by Lindsay from Den of Dermisted. Highly
Thank you,
recommend.
Lindsay.
Thank you, Lindsay. Oh, I am also wearing my tooth
see
necklace, my teeth. These are just a smattering of my baby teeth.
They're so creepy. They're
My-
so small and skinny.
Dad drilled holes in them, and my mom made them into a necklace for me, and I wore them to school one time, and I got so many looks from adults that I didn't like to wear it anymore.
Do you remember getting those looks?
Vividly. It actually
This is-
instilled some trauma issues in me that I'm
is a
still
core
unpacking.
memory.
This is
Yeah.
a core memory.
Mhm.
I also do have a special guest. I'm going to bring him out in a little bit, though. First, I'm going to tell you about biological organs, not to be confused with the instrument. And also, Corey thought we were doing Oregon crimes,
Love
as
it.
in the trail. I had to be pretty specific about what organs we're discussing. So Encyclopedia Britannica, my lover, defines an organ as, quote, a group of tissues in a living organism that have been adapted to perform a specific function. In higher animals, such as us,
Humans.
such as women, organs are grouped into organ systems, e.g. the esophagus, stomach, and liver are organs of the digestive system. So we're going to be talking
organ crimes.
we're going to be talking about individual organs and also organ systems.
Okay.
Okay.
So what is and isn't an organ in any given organism is not really solidly defined, but it's generally agreed that there are 79 organs in the human body, but another source I found firmly said 78. So
Okay.
What's-
What are
what's
they
the-
not counting?
Is Y a vowel or not?
Does it? Maybe it depends on the gender or the sex.
it might depend on, well, okay, so I have a list and I'm going to recite it for you just so we have an idea of what is an organ and what isn't, because some of them are actually kind of surprising.
Should we do it as a quiz?
No, I'm just going to go raw. I'm just going to go through. I said it out loud earlier and it doesn't really take that long. Although some of them I don't know how to pronounce. So
Great.
they're in alphabetical order, starting with anus.
Yes. Luck.
Anus, arteries, appendix, adrenal glands, brain, bones, bronchi, bladder, bone marrow, bulbourethral glands,
Don't know that
Marrow
one.
is an
Nope.
organ?
colon, cervix, clitoris, capillaries, cerebellum, diaphragm, ears, eyes, fallopian tubes, genitals, gallbladder, heart, hair follicle, hypothalamus, interstitium, kidneys, joints, liver, lungs, larynx, ligaments, lymph nodes, large intestine, lymphatic vessel, mouth, mesentery. Okay.
Okay.
Mammary
I
glands.
died of mesentery.
You have died of mesentery.
That is Oregon.
Organ
crime.
trail. Mammary glands, nose, nails, nerves, nasal cavity, ovaries, esophagus, penis, pancreas, pharynx, placenta, prostate, pineal gland, pituitary gland, parathyroid glands, rectum, skin, spleen, scrotum, stomach, spinal cord, small intestine, salivary glands, skeletal muscles, seminal vesicles, subcutaneous tissue, teeth, tonsils, testes, tendons, tongue, thyroid, trachea, thymus gland, ureters. Also, don't know what that is.
You're a turd.
Ureter.
Yeah.
No, you're a turd.
Urethra, uterus, vulva, veins, vagina, vas deferens, and vestigial organ.
There are so many in there that I never would have assumed
There
were
were-
organs. Like, how are glands organs? They're glands.
And fingernails.
We'll get to
I get
to
how
all of
fingernails
this.
could be organs since, like, the skin is an organ, which I guess I kind of get why hair follicles are an organ. But I don't know. It's confusing. Go ahead.
Well,
Go
There
ahead.
were like fully 10 in there that I had never heard of in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Well-
clitoris? Where's that?
So an organ is something that is made up of different like types of tissue that create a thing, it being the organ, and then that organ participates in a bigger, broader
Function.
spectrum system.
Okay.
And I'll get to it. I was actually really interested in this topic, and that's kind of why I didn't cover trafficking, because I thought organs themselves and like how we define them and how they evolve was really pretty fascinating. So that's what I stuck
could
with.
have been a mortician.
Absolutely.
Really could have.
I really
could have just stomached.
If you just had
The
the,
science.
right science teachers.
See what I did there?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Mr. Kokesh was really good. I liked
You
Mr.
could have
Kokesh, but
only
he was
had Mr.
chemistry.
Kokesh your whole life. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was chemistry. My biology, Miss Walker, that was spelled Whacker. She was
I
scary.
had her too.
She was a little scary. I think she was fluent in German, and that just like made her more intimidating.
I skipped almost every single one of those classes, and then Jessica helped me like basically pass. any of
Jessica
my
sat
tests.
right. I've sat between Jessica and Courtney in biology, and that is the only reason I
Yep.
passed.
Jessica's also the only reason I passed. She was not in my class, but she helped me with like all of my homework.
Well, I was distracted because Peter Chase was sitting behind me the whole time.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that
that would be
is, yeah.
distracting.
the only reason I passed is for those two.
Oh, cute.
Okay, so in more advanced animals, such as humans, there are usually 10 organ systems. So we have the integumentary system.
Gubernatorial.
Yeah, exactly.
I had never heard of this.
Intergovernmental systems.
Intergovernmental. So this system encloses internal body structures. There are lots of sensory receptors. So your hair, your skin, your nails. That's
Okay, it's
part
your
of
sac.
the integumentary system.
Your sack.
Your sack.
your skin sac. Yeah.
Makes your sack.
Then we have the skeletal system. So that's bones, cartilage, and joints. The muscular system, which are muscles and tendons. The nervous system, which detects and processes sensory info, and that includes technically the brain, the spinal cord, and peripheral nerves, which I took to mean just like all the nerves like around on your skin.
Yeah, your nerve endings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then we have the endocrine system, which secretes hormones. It regulates processes, and that includes your pituitary glands, your thyroid gland, your pancreas, adrenal glands, and testes and ovaries.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to your digestive system, which is your stomach, liver, gallbladder, large intestine, small intestine. I'm pretty sure it includes like pooping mechanisms because your digestive system is sometimes different from like your urinary system.
Oh, yeah. That's doing different things.
Yeah,
Different
but I
holes.
would have thought they were the kind of the same system, but I don't think they are. Okay, so
Well, is urine, is it at the end of the process? Like first they gotta get all the like hard matter taken care of, and then all the leftover stuff is urine?
or
So
poop?
it comes later?
Well, the urine is what happens with the fluid, so the water in your body, and how your body regulates its water levels is different from how it excretes feces, for example. So like your urinary system, let's just assume that it's all water, then your cells need water to survive, so it's a different process. So I think it's my impression that it's a different system. But
Someone out there is screaming right now.
Mhm.
We have
Always.
no idea.
I think
Is urine different from poop?
Not always. I can tell you. Like,
I think
Don't we just have a cloaca where just everything comes out?
that's where you lay your
and goes
eggs
in?
too.
Yeah.
I think because, like I said, there's not like a hard and fast definition of what makes an organ when we're talking about all the different like animals and plants that have organ systems. That there is some room for gray area in like, this is part of this system, this is part of this system, because they do all work together. So
Yeah.
where you draw those lines kind of
there's
varies.
overlap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have your respiratory system, which is your nasal passage, your trachea, and your lungs. Your circulatory system, and I think this is basically the same as your cardiovascular system. So that would be your heart, your blood vessels, all that stuff.
Okay.
Your excretory, I think, aka urinary system. And this controls, like I said, the water level in your body. It removes waste from your blood, which
Ooh.
again is different from poop waste.
Yeah.
So that includes your kidneys, your urinary bladder, your pee stuff.
Okay.
And then your reproductive system, which is your mammary glands, ovaries, uterus, epididymis, and testes.
The fuck's an epididymis?
Penis.
Oh.
I think it's technically the tube that's in the penis. That's not the urethra. It's like the semen tube.
Okay.
What's
know,
your
this
vast deferens?
There's a vast difference between the epididymis and the penis. Okay.
But I don't know what that vast deferens is.
No.
Oh, I spelled it with a Z by accident. That's not right.
Ooh, bold.
It's the thick-walled tube in the male reproductive system that transports sperm cells from the epididymis, where the sperm are stored prior to ejaculation. So I was wrong.
Epididymis is like your ball sack. It's like in your balls.
So your but then what are your testes?
From your balls to where the sperm comes out.
Then what are the testes? Why are the testes and the epididymis different?
Maybe the testes are about like the sac, and the epididymis is about like the functional.
One is producing the sperm,
sac.
and one is transporting the sperm.
Kenyon's right. The epididymis is a long tube located near each testicle. The epididymis is the tube which moves the sperm from the testicles
It is the
through
tube!
the vas deferens into the Kleenex.
Well, I'm getting a new
Into
pet,
the
and I'm
sock.
naming it Epididymis. Because that's a really good name for a
Name
male
it-
cat.
Name your
Sounds like an
partner's
Incubus album.
penis Diddy for epididymis.
Diddy. Is that what P.
Diddy.
Diddy stands for?
P-didymis.
Epididymis.
Epididymis.
Use my full name.
I'm going with it.
Epididymis.
Epididymis.
So there's another system. I don't think this has to do with organs, but I thought about it, so I put it in here. The lymphatic system. And so that's what returns fluid to the blood and protects against pathogens. And so that includes your thymus, your lymph nodes, your spleen, and your lymphatic vessels. So that led me to wonder what the fuck a lymph is. What is lymph? And it is a colorless fluid containing white blood cells which bathes the tissues and drains through the lymphatic system into the bloodstream. So it's like the body's water. That's not actually water.
So that's why when you're sick, your lymph nodes
Get swollen.
swollen because they're producing white blood cells to try to fight your infection.
Yes, ma'am.
And
You
sending
got
it
it.
in
You
that
got it.
in that clear, viscous water jello that floats through our bodies all fucking day.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Hot. I
Keeps
want to do
us
a
all
shot
flushed
of
out.
lymph fluid and just see how
I'm
it tastes.
sure that exists at Moon Juice.
Probably. Get me on the phone. I want them to know it was me.
Every morning with my lymph juice.
With
Lymph
one
juice.
shot of lymph juice.
My lymphanade.
Lymphanade. A fresh
When life
squeezed
hands you lymphs.
lymphanade.
Lymphs. Ugh, gross.
Hate it.
Ew. Okay.
Well,
So these symptoms appear gradually in the lower animals. I'm talking like evolution-wise. In the lower animals, so like worms and snails and shit, and attain their full complexity and functional specialization in the higher animals. In plants, the primary organs are the stem, the root, and the leaf, all of which help to nourish the plant, and the reproductive organs, for example, the flowers, seed, and spores. As with animals, these organs are responsible for the basic life-sustaining function of the organism. So an organism can be anything living, and so all organisms contain some form of organ. So
Speaking of like organs and plants, have we talked about? No, this is a real thing. Have we talked about on the show how like environmental misogyny fucks with our allergies so badly?
Yes.
About how we like
Yeah.
cities will opt to only plant quote unquote male trees because they don't produce as much mess. Like they don't fruit.
They don't produce fruit, so then
But
they
then
don't
we
have to
have-
clear like, rotting apples from the streets.
But then we have all of this pollen that's basically just tree and plant sperm with no female plants to absorb the pollen. And so people's allergies get worse every year.
that
because of
is
that.
fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Isn't that
Yeah.
nuts?
And it
It's
might
a
be
very real thing.
responsible for a rise in autoimmune disorders because
It's
people's
linked to a
bodies
lot of
are
shit.
like, what is this onslaught of allergies?
Yeah, we can't like process it out. It like fucks with our immune system.
Ties into the white male Republicans who are
Honestly.
staunchly pro-birth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, misogyny
But don't know how to
is
manage
everywhere.
the extra sperm.
Fucking plant patriarchy.
Yup.
Also heard recently that a lot of studies that use like mice to, test whatever, they will code castrated male mice as female mice
Even
for
though
the
they're
purpose
fucking-
of the study
Yeah.
because female mice hormones, much like female human hormones, will throw off the results. So even studies that, like, first of all, very few things are tested on,
Mice
binary
anymore.
women.
Or, well, yeah.
Oh, human women.
Well, or just, like anything affecting women is just like not studied thoroughly enough in science.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so like at the very basic level, we just are ignoring all of
Females.
the fucking hormonal differences of being born in that body
Yeah.
and
Because
just not
it's too
studying them
it's
at
too
all.
messy. It's too complicated. It'll fuck up the results.
God.
Yeah.
So we're not
hate it.
freaks and anomalies. We're just
No, we're
51% of the population.
underserved.
Give or take.
Under-researched and
Yeah. Anyway, it's fine. Everything's great.
Undervalued
Organs.
was the word you were looking for, by the way.
Yeah. And hormones, not a small thing.
no, they're huge.
They really, really, really affect everything.
Everything.
Day-to-day life.
Yep. Oh my God,
Anyway.
that's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If by interesting you mean terrible, then yeah,
Well, I think a lot of terrible things are interesting.
that's true. Same.
Anyway,
Fair.
back to organs.
Time for our special guest. Are you ready?
Oh,
What? Yes. Well, I sure hope you liked that clip. If you did like that clip, make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel, leaving us a nice review, and joining us on Patreon for even more video content, audio content, salacious content all around. Come join us. Treat yourself.